Alright, we are back for some surviving GT6, and I have managed to get enough iron around to make a grindstone. So there is our grindstone, and for the grindstone we're going to need a piece of sandstone, and we need a piece of sand. And I need to cook up this piece of sand into a piece of glass. Take 2 sticks. Apparently take 1 stick. Alright, so we are going to use this grindstone to make one of the best tools in the game. So no GUI on this thing. It's another in-world only. And you pop the sandstone in the thing with a right click. Watch out for the NEI button. It'll give you all your recipes. It'll also lag you for a second while it does so, because it has to load all the recipes for that machine. There we go. So now we can take any of our raw heads that we make and we can sharpen them and get back a tiny pile of dust. So no wasting our file durability for pickaxes and shovels and things like that. And we also get the tiny bit that it cuts off, because you'll see 2 for a sword, but the actual blade is only 1.888. The other thing we're going to use this for is we're going to turn this piece of glass into a glass lens. Now, the sandstone on the grindstone only lasts for about 4 sharpens. I say about. It only works for exactly 4 sharpens. Now, if we look at the magnifying glass, this is the thing that we are making today. The recipe shows a glass lens and a stick. And the glass lens can only be made with glass on a sharpener or a cast glass pane on a sharpener, or the lathe, or a file and a cast glass pane. So if you want one before you get the iron, you can do this. You can pour that as a plate in the crucible. But I wasn't needing it, so I didn't do it. But you can also use any gem to make a magnifying glass lens as well. You just have to cut it into a plate first. And therefore you have to have a flawless or an exquisite to do so. Now I want to go check. I don't think this is going to work, but I want to try it, because I don't think you can do the gem, a redstone gem. No, you can't. Yeah, it has to be a plate. But redstone plates we can make in a crucible 1 for 1 as well. So might be able to do that one. Not positive, but like if I want to use this morganite, I could do that and make a lens out of it. Just cut it into a plate with a saw. But since we have glass, we're using glass. Don't want to waste our tools. Alright, so the nice thing about the magnifying glass is that when you're out in the world picking up rocks, you no longer will actually have to pick them up to find out what they are. You can just walk out here and right click on it and it says what it is. So that's a diorite rock. I have no use for a diorite rock, so I'm not picking it up. And if you don't have Walia or something and you need to know what an ore is, you can actually click on them as well, and they will tell you what it is. It does have durability. It will break over time. You can use it on lots of different things to give you the details of it. If you look at my NEI, all these different things that show up here, it's because in the tooltip it'll say magnifying glass to see details. So all of those things you can use a magnifying glass on to find out a little bit more information about the settings on that machine at that time. So like if I come down here to my hopper and click on it, it will tell me that it emits up to 64 items at a time. Also, when we get into boilers, which I'm sure you've seen them sitting here, they will tell you if they have water and if they have calcification. And since these are not hooked up, they have no water and no calcification. All right, so that is the magnifying glass. And we are also going to make today a wooden barrel. Now for a wooden barrel, we're going to need 4 planks of wood. This one up. There we go. And 2 long lead rods. And there is another thing we're going to need. Now there are 2 different ones. There's cheap and then there's the regular. I'm making the cheap. You can use long lead rods. You can also use bismuth rods, bronze rods, brass rods, or you can go for the regular wooden barrel, which uses iron or steel rods. This also takes treated wood, which I don't have, because I don't have a I don't have a coke oven yet. But we can make the cheap one. We just need a glue bottle. So we're going to come up here, we're going to pull one of these out. And since I'm full of shit. Not that that doesn't always happen, because it kind of does. We are going to take this and we're going to put it in our mixing bowl. And we're going to take a bucket and we're going to go get some water. And you will notice that my little pond is gone over here. I got tired of looking at it, so I got rid of it. And I also moved the cauldron for washing over to right here. So I can do my ores right there instead of having to walk all the way over there. And I need to go get some of that river water, which I can't get out of the cauldron. I could get it out of a mixing bowl if I brought it up here. But we can come down here to the river. I'm still in the middle of getting that done, so I haven't filled that all back in yet. That's where I got the pipe laid through there over to here. And I'm going to build a factory right up there. That's why the pipe is coming up that way. Why I've got all kinds of wood in my inventory so I can make more pipes if I need to. And we may just be doing a live stream for that. Haven't decided yet. Alright, so we're going to pop that in there. We're going to mix it around, and there is our glue. And click on the side, not in the center. And that gives us our glue bottle. Put there, and then we need the hammer and the saw. That gives us our wooden barrel, and we get our glass bottle back. Now, if you have a barrel with a wooden hammer, you can click it to seal it. I can't seal it right now because there's nothing in it to seal it. But if you have a fermentation recipe, such as apple juice, if I could ever hit that E or L, so apple, you can juice to get apple juice, and then you can ferment it into biomass with an apple core. So those you can't do, but there should be one in here, if I can find it, where you can make it into cider. I do believe is fermenting. There we go. Apple juice into cider. Now, this can be done in a machine, but you can also do it in a wooden barrel. So if I was wanting to do that, which if you want to see me do it, we can actually do it another day. Not big on cider, so it's not something I normally do. Crazy does, though. She may even have some over on her channel. I will ask her, and if so, I will give you guys the link in the comments. Let's see, but you will need a funnel. And here's the recipe for it. And you would put that on top and just use a jug to transfer it, or a bucket, if a bucket will work, or a glass bottle to transfer it from your juicer to your wooden barrel, and then you right click on it and it will seal it. But we are going to use this for water because we need to get water moved around a little bit. So that is what we're going to be using it for. I can come out here to my pipe and I can connect this barrel up to the side of here if I was smart enough to remember to bring my wrench, which I'm not. I'm forgetful. The magnifying glass will also tell you the contents and how much of a barrel. So, see, empty. And you can pick them up by hand. You don't have to use an axe. You can, but you do not have to. All right, let's drop that off. Let's grab my wrench. Let's go hook this thing up and get us some water in our barrel. All right, so open it, put the barrel next to it, and there you go, 8,000 liters of water. Now, because this is wood, it cannot handle things that are too hot. It actually says melts down when stored heat is too much, 400 degrees. So nothing more than 400 or it will melt. So no lava. Also, it cannot handle gases. So anything like oxygen or something that you put in there will instantly go away. It'll get voided. It cannot handle acids, so anything acidic, don't try putting it in here. You will lose your barrel. And there are barrels of every different kind of material, except they are actually called drums. And so if you want a drum, you can make one out of stainless steel, Invar, titanium, tungsten steel, tungsten, adamantium. And if you have other mods installed, there are other materials as well that can be used for your drums. There are also plastic cans. Let's do plastic, actually. That'll be easier. Let's see. Is it? Yeah, there we go. Plastic can. So there is that one. And one other nice thing about these barrels is I have a pipe right here. Looks like we've got a friend to deal with. Hold on. There we go. The other nice thing about it is if you place it onto a pipe like that, where it is going into the pipe, and you click on it, it will fill the adjacent tank. So therefore, most of my water is now in the pipe rather than in the barrel. So if you need to transport something by hand from one place to another, you can just use a barrel and place it on the pipe, and it's will go right in there when you hit it. Just make sure if you don't want it to do it again, you click it again to turn that interaction off. All right, so that is it for barrels and, well, fluid barrels and our grindstone and magnifying glass today. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.